Hello everyone, my name is GBC Panugaling, and together with Ms. Mayan Elema and Ms. Maria Nicole Dahab, we are here to report the Module 7, the first trip in Europe of Dr. Jose Rizal. So for our learning objectives, at the end of this module, the student should be able to first is to determine the reasons why Dr. Jose Rizal decided to study abroad, then describe the preparation made by Dr. Jose Rizal during his departure and discuss the experiences of Dr. Jose Rizal's journey in Europe. So for our topics, first is decision to study abroad, then second, the departure, then Rizal in Singapore and Colombo, then Rizal in Barcelona, Madrid, Paris, Germany, Switzerland, and Italy. And for our first topic, let me call in our first reporter, Miss Mian Elema.
Good day again everyone. So I am Mian A. Ilyema. So today, pag-uusapan natin kung bakit nga ba pumunta ng ibang bansa si Dr. Jose Rizal para mag-aral. So atong storyahan kung unsam diyahang mga reasons why he decided to study abroad. So yan ang tatalakayin ko ngayon. So after finishing the 4th year of his medical course, Rizal decided to study abroad. So, after ni Dr. Jose Rizal makahuman sa iyang 4th year sa iyang medical course sa UST or sa University of Santo Tomas, ning decide siya na ganahan siya mo continue og eskwela sa other country. So, bakit nga ba? So, for the reason that he could no longer endure or accept the rampant bigotry. So when we say bigotry, it is a prejudice and the state of being intolerant. So for example, ani is disliking a person or a people because of their culture. So daghan ang panghitabo ani sa UST nga na-experience ni Rizal. And also Rizal also could no longer accept discrimination and hostility in the University of Santo Tomas. So, ang rason nga dili na niya kaya pang i-accept or dawaton ang padayon nga pang judge sa laing tao, sa laing-laing pagtuo, discrimination and hostility sa UST. And also, Rizal was not happy at UST. So, wala siya magmalipayon while studying sa University of Santo Tomas. And this reflected on his grades. And based sa akong na-search, there were three main factors contributed to his unhappiness at the university. So, first reason is that the Dominican professors were hostile to him. So, ang mga Dominican professors ay hindi nila gusto si Rizal. Bali they are unfriendly and they always oppose Rizal. And second, is ang Filipino na mag-aaral during that time were racially discriminated against by the Spaniards. So alam naman nating lahat na grabing discrimination nga na-experience ang mga Filipinos during Spanish colonization. So basta Filipino ka, matik na nga i-discriminate yun ka. So not only ang mga Filipino students but ang tanan Filipinos no naka-experience og discrimination jud ana nga time. So, and the third one is that the method of instructions or ilang way sa pagtudlo was very obsolete. So, something that is no longer being used or it is out no longer or it is out of date and also repressive. So, they are inhibiting or restraining the freedom of a person or a group of people. That's the reason why Rizal was never been happy. So hindi siya naging masaya while studying in the UST. So mo to yung mga reasons ngano hindi side siya nga kana ang mo balhin na lang og kuan kana ang mo adto na lang other country para mo continue sa iyahang studies. So and also napad siya other reasons pa. So and the other reason sad nga why Rizal did not continue his medicine course at UST because upon learning that his mother was going to blind, Rizal opted to study ophthalmology at the UST Faculty of Medicine and Surgery. So, sa mga wala nakahibaw what ophthalmology is, so kana mga ophthalmologists, they diagnose and treat injuries, infections, diseases, and disorders of the eye. So, sa Bisaya pa, mo na sila ang mga espesyalista sa mata. So, mo na ganahan ni Rizal na kuhaon so mo na iyahang gikuan. So para ni Rizal, mas maayo kung sa other country siya mo continue og study sa iyang gikuha na course which is medicine. So mao to akong giingon sa inyo ha. And also his older brother readily approved his plan to study abroad. So which is Pasiano Rizal Mercado. So he is a Filipino general and revolutionary, di ba? Na-discuss naman ni before ni Sir, na gisuportaan ni Pasiano sa pag-eskwela ang iyahang younger brother, which is si Rizal. Always remember that Pasiano was the one who looked after the education of his younger brother. So even in 1872, Pasiano accompanied Pipi to Manila. So he influenced Pipi to study in Europe to fulfill his dream. So his brother Pasiano did everything to ensure that Rizal can leave the country secretly. So he even secured Rizal a passport with the name of Jose Mercado. So ari pa lang makita na natudaan ang suporta ni Pasiano kay Rizal na makalakaw jud siya sa Pilipinas, no, para makaadto siya sa Spain, para makaeskwela siya ngadto. So did his two sisters sad si Saturnina and Lucia, and Uncle Antonio Rivera, the father of Leonor Rivera, the Valenzuela family, Kapitan Juan and Kapitana Sanday, and their daughter Orang, Pedro Paterno, his compadre Mateo, evangelist, and the Ateneo's fathers, and some intimate friends including Jose M. Cecilio aka Chingoy, and they supported Rizal's decision of going to Spain. So, na to siya. So, and for the first time, Rizal did not ask his parents permissions and blessings. So, ngano man kaha? Ngano wala siya na nanghid sa iyahang parents na moadto siya Spain? Syempre, ato nang istoryahan ron. So the reason behind not asking parents permission is Jose Rizal parents will probably disapprove his decision. So because he know that they, especially his mother, would disapprove it because he particularly chose this branch of medicine because he wanted to cure his mother's ailment or illness. So may personal na dahilan si Rizal, pati na rin ang altruistikong dahilan na kanyang desisyon na mag-aral sa ibang bansa. So, una, nais niyang maging espesyalista sa mata, no? Upang mapagaling ang kanyang ina sa isang sakit sa mata. At also, nais din niyang pag-aralan ang mga kultura, batas, at pamahalaan ng mga bansang Europe upang makatulong sa kanyang mga kababayan or sa mga Filipino citizens. So mao na iyahang reasons. And also Jose Rizal never tell Leonor Rivera with regard to his plan. Diba, we all know that Leonora Rivera is usa nis nakarelasyon ni Rizal before, no, iyahaning lover. So why is it that wala gisulti ni Jose even though kanang kasintahan og love niya si Leonor? So si Leonora. So for the reason that Leonor, being a woman, young and romantic during that time, could not keep a secret. So di ba usually ang mga kabatanunan is very romantic and maglisod og keep og secret. So that's why wala jud giingon ni Rizal ang iyang plan ni Leonora. So, ang parents ni Rizal, si Leonor, and as well as the Spanish authorities, knew nothing about his go to abroad in order to finish medical studies. So, not only iyahang parents and Leonora ang wala nakahibaw na maadto siya abroad to study medicine, but as well as the Spanish authorities. Kay of course, wala gisaba to avoid detection by the Spanish authorities and the Freyars. So, mao na siyang reasons why wala niya gisaba sa iyang parents o ni Leonor as well as the Spanish authorities. And also the reason is that in the Spain, the professors were more liberal than those of the University of Santo Tomas. So ang professors sa Spain, they are more respectful. They are willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions in different form indifferent from one's own, that they are open to new ideas, no, unlike sa UST. So there is a big difference gyud. So sa UST dili man kuan man very unfriendly man ang mga professors ngadto, and they always oppose Rizal. So unlike sa Spain nga mga professors, so maoti siya ang mga decisions on mga reasons why Rizal decided to study abroad. And now let's check about the departure of Dr. Jose Rizal. So Rizal prepared himself for his departure as per agreement with Pasiano, his brother who supported him, and his uncle Antonio Rivera. And he left Calamba by Caromata in the early morning of May 1, 1882. So ninglakaw si Rizal sa Calamba early morning of May 1 in 1882, and by the use of Caromata. So when we see Caromata, it is a light two-wheeled covered vehicle, so usually drawn by one horse. So ang tawag ani nga hibawan sa kadaghanan is kalisa or karwahe. So mao na siya. So I think tanan mangguro nakaila og nag-unsay kalisa. So mao na ang sakyanan nila sa una during that time. So kay wala pa man na nauso ang van, ang Lamborghini or unsa pa na diha nga mga sakyanan. So mao gyud na ang ilahang sakyan sa una. And on that day also, Pasiano woke him up at dawn. So gipukaw ni Pasiano si Rizal pagkadlawon sa May 1 to go to Binyan and then to Manila. And he also called the servants to hire a Caromata to transport him to the next town. So gisugo niya ang ilang servants na mag-hire og kalesa para i-transport si Rizal sa next town. And also Pasiano give him 356 Mexican pesos. Amo siya ang the legal tender of the Philippines at that time. So mo ni ang kwarta na legally recognized payment during sa Spaniard. So ang research nako pila ni siya karon ang 356 Mexican into peso. So ang adto nining ang nigawas is 877.09, so Philippine peso. So mo na siya karon. So I think dako na siya ang 356 Mexican peso sa una para sa biyahe o pag-agton ni Rizal sa Spain. So and also he did not bid goodbye to his 6 sisters who were still sleeping at that time. So hindi siya nagpaalam sa 6 niyang kapatid na babae na natutulog pa noong mga oras na iyon. And also he took a cup of coffee sa wala pa siya nilakaw and kissed the hands of his parents, so who thought that he was only bound for Manila and not abroad. So mao to wala jud nakahibaw ang iyang parents nga moadto day siya Spain. So ang nahibaw-an ra is sa Manila ra si Rizal. So namutbot jud si Rizal kay kahibaw man siyang tutol iyang parents jud sa iyang paglakaw moabroad siya. So grabe iyang pamutbot sa iyang ginikanan, no. Ang nakahibaw ra kay grabe ang gamaya ang nakahibaw iyang brother and uncles and other sisters. And also while nag-study si Rizal sa Spain, iyang kuya na si Pasiano ang nagsuporta gyud sa iyaha. He did his best to support Rizal aron makahuman jud siya og eskwela ngadto sa Spain. And that's all about my part, and the continuation of the Rizal departure will be reported by Mr. Panugaling. Thank you.
So thank you, Ms. Mian Elema. And as a continuation of the departure of Dr. Jose Rizal, so the Karamota and the brothers went to the house of their sister Neneng or Saturnina, the wife of Manuel Hidalgo, to pick up the diamond ring which she had promised Jose. So but since she was asleep, so they decided to proceed to the house of Lucia, wife of Mariano Herbosa, who was already awake. So sakay ang kanilang kalesa ay napagpasyahan ng mga magkapatid na pumunta sa bahay ni Saturnina upang kuhanin ang ipinangako nitong diamond ring para sa kanyang kapatid na si Dr. Jose Rizal. Subalit nga itulog pa si Saturnina kaya napagpasyahan ni na Dr. Jose Rizal na dumiretso na lang sa bahay ni Lucia. After having changed karamotas twice, they arrived in Manila. So dumating na sila sa Manila. There they went to see Jose Mas Cecilio, a great friend and confidant of Dr. Jose Rizal. in his love affairs who informed him that his passport would be ready at the same day. So, note, according to Dr. Francisco Zulueto, Rizal reached Manila after 10 hours of travel from Calamba. So 10 hours ang kanilang biyahe mula Calamba papuntang Manila. And on that day, his uncle Antonio arrived who brought the passport of Jose. The passport was issued in the name of Jose Mercado. So ang pangalan na nakalagay sa passport ni Dr. Jose Rizal ay Jose Mercado. It has been said that the name was the name of his cousin in Binyan. But in a coincidental manner, the name of Jose Mercado is also his name if he did not drop the surname Mercado. And on the second day of May, he woke up early at 7 in the morning. His compadre, Mateo Evangelista, arrived and together they went to see Salvadora, which was anchored at the Pasig. So, itong Salvadora guys ay isang uri ng barko or ship na kanilang sasakyan ni Dr. Rizal. So in the afternoon, he attended to his obligations. So first, he went to say goodbye to Pedro A. Paterno who gave him a letter for Mr. Esquivel, an important Filipino resident in Spain. So pumunta siya kay Pedro Paterno at doon nagpadala din si Pedro Paterno ng sulat sa kanya para kay Mr. Esquivel na nakatira doon sa Spain. So after this, he went to take a leave from the Ateneo Jesuits. So pumunta siya sa kanyang paaralan o sa kanyang pinag-aralan. And he carried with him a good recommendation from the Ateneo authorities to Jesuits fathers in Barcelona. And on the third day of May, he woke up at 5 in the morning. Then he heard a mass. Then later, he had a breakfast but could not eat well owing to his emotional state. So, dahil nga sa kanyang kalungkutan, sa kanyang pag-alis na iiwan niya ang kanyang mga pamilya at kaibigan at ang isa ring rason dahil inilihim niya ito sa kanyang mga magulang na pupunta siya ng abroad. Subalit sa halip ay tanging alam lamang ng kanyang mga magulang ay pupunta siya ng Manila. Then accompanied by Don Vicente Gela, Jose Rizal's friend and Antique governor and Uncle Antonio, he went to the Paseo Magallanes and then to the wharf on the Pasig River where the Salvadora was docked. So they accompanied him to the bay. So our hero was deeply touched by this act of his friends who had been like a second family to him. So dahil nga sa pag-aasikaso at pagmamahal ng kanyang mga kaibigan sa kanya ay di mapigilan ni Dr. Jose Rizal na malungkot sa kanyang pag-alis dahil iiwan niya ang kanyang pamilya at ang kanyang mga kaibigan. And to continue this topic, let me call in the last reporter, Miss Maria Nicole Dahab.
Good day, everyone. I'm Maria Nicole P. Dahab. So I will continue the report of Mr. G. Boy Panogaling. So our topic is about the departure of Jose Rizal. May 3, 1882, the departure date. Rizal departed on board the Spanish steamer Salvadora bound for Singapore, with tears in his eyes and gloom. So this is a feeling of sadness. In his heart he gazed a long and steady look. At the residing skyline of Manila, he took paper and pencil and made some sketches. So mga to guys, grabe ang kagool ni Jose Rizal sa iyang paglarga. But, while nagkinita siya sa skyline sa Manila, nikuha siya papel o lapis para mag-sketch kutob sa iyang makit-an. In addition, on May 1, 1882, Rizal left at Calamba. So, May 1 pa lang, nihawa na siya sa Ilaha para mularga pa dong Manila. After that, he boarded across on May 3, 1882. And 5 days after their cruiser, Singapore, from there, he wrote another first-class cruise Jama, going to Sri Lanka, which then proceed to North Africa, to the Suez Canal, Port Said in Egypt, to Naples, Italy, and finally at Marseille. From there, he took a train in order to there at Barcelona. So, nisakay siya train para maabot na siya sa Barcelona. So, di ba daghan kay lugar ang lagian ni Jose Rizal sa iyang pagnadto sa Barcelona. Next slide, please. So, guys, nalit angay ipang take note. So, the first note is, according to Dr. Francisco Zulueta, in his book, Rizal's Life, Works, and Ideas, Jose Rizal was almost 21 years old on the day he left Philippines. So, mo pa lang nini ang pagdibu sa lalaki, di ba guys? Ang 21 nga edad. So, imagine, bago pa na siya dibu, nakaadto na siya og abroad. Also, napay usa nga i-take note that according to Dr. Zaid, before Rizal's secret departure, he wrote a farewell letter for his beloved parents and another one for his sweetheart Leonor Rivera, both delivered shortly after he sailed away. So, naghimo day og letter si Jose Rizal para sa iyang mama ug papa o sa iyang gimahal na si Leonor. After sa iyang paglarga, ang katong suwat gipadala dayon ngadto sa ilaha kay para wala nay mupugong sa iyang paglakaw o para sad makahibaw ang iyang mama og si Leonor ug asa siya moadto. Next slide, please. Accordingly, his departure, bound for Europe, was full of secrecy because it was a secret to his parent, as well as to his sweetheart Leonor Rivera. So, sekreto ragad ang paglarga ni Jose Rizal. Also, his parents would not probably allow him to go abroad, whereas Leonor Rivera possibly could not keep it secret. So, ang iya day ginikanan guys, dili mosugot nga moadtog abroad si Jose Rizal. Og iya pod iingon ka Leonor. Accordingly, his departure, bound for Europe, was full of secrecy, because it was a secret to his parent as well as to his sweetheart, Leonor Rivera. So, sekreto ra gyud ang paglarga ni Jose Rizal. His parents would not probably allow him to go abroad, whereas Leonor Rivera possibly could not keep it secret. So, ang iya day ginikanan guys, di mo sugot nga moadtog abroad si Jose Rizal. Kung iya pud ingnaan si Leonor nga moadto siya abroad, kabaw siya nga dili masekreto ni Leonor. In addition, the motive of the journey was also a secret. It is called a secret mission. This Rizal secret mission was likewise disclosed by Pasiano in his letter to his younger brother. So, secret ra gyud ang journey ni Jose Rizal, guys. Balik-balik ra gyud na nga secret. Pero naasay mga nakahibaw nga tao sa iyang pag-adto. Pero gamay ra gyud ang nakahibaw usa na adto ang iyang igsuon na si Pasiano. And also Antonio Rivera, Chingoy, and the family of Orang, and also his former teacher in Ateneo that gave him a letter of recommendation for the Jesuit house in Barcelona in case he need assistance. So, naa sa mga nakahibaw pero gamay ra lagi. So, next slide please. So, it has been said that his mission with the approval of his brother Pasiano was to observe nearly the life and culture languages and customs, industries and commerce, and government and laws of the European nations in order to prepare himself in his task of liberating his oppressed people from Spanish tyranny. So, ang iyang na-mission ang iyang pagkawas, guys. O sa pag-aproba niya sa iyang igsoon nga si Pasiano para ma-observe sa kinabuhi ngadto og sa ilang mga kultura og sa mga lengguwahe sa custom and the custom. Also about the patakaran ngadto sa mga sa European. And this was delivered to his parents shortly after his departure for Spain. So, ang kaning nga mga suwat, guys, na sulti na ni ngadto sa letter sa para sa iyahang parents. So, ang paglarga dahil ni Jose Rizal dili laag-laag or unsa ba didto naa siya'y tumong og naay tuyo. Usa pa pod nga tumong niya, he will pursue his medical courses and he will observe the political situation in Madrid. After that, when Jose Rizal reached at Barcelona, he had only 7 pesos and he used the letter of recommendation, and after he used, they lent him a money. And after a few months, Rizal enrolled at University at Central de Madrid in the course of medicine and philosophy and letters. While waiting for the start of a classes, Jose Rizal also enrolled himself in a painting class in the Academy of Fine Arts of San Fernando. But Rizal have a problem in budgeting his money because he enrolled so many classes after one another. And unfortunately, his brother Pasiano also had a hard time sending him money. But Jose Rizal joined Circular Hispano-Filipino and a reform organization of Filipinos and Spaniards. And Jose Rizal went to Paris to visit different tourist spots, and he was also mistaken to be a Japanese because of his food, accommodation, and tickets were priced higher than other nationalities. Rizal realized he cannot afford to live in Paris, so he went back to Madrid. While in Madrid, Rizal joined the Masonry and he got a diploma as the Master Mason. When the Filipinos gathered for Juan Lunas and Felix Hidalgo's achievement in a prestigious painting competition in Madrid, Jose Rizal gave a broad speech which was the British speech. After that, Rizal completed his medical studies in Madrid and attained the title of Licentiate of Medicine. However, due to financial difficulties, he was not able to present his thesis and he did not get the title Doctor of Medicine. But Rizal worked or interned under the clinic of the ophthalmologist Dr. Louis Wickert in France and Dr. Otto Becker in Germany. He also became one Louis model in several of his painting, The Death of Cleopatra and the Blood of Convac. So, diba guys, daghan kay achievement si Jose Rizal. Even though na sa mga nagian nga kasakit o usa pa nga naglisod siya dito. Nasad siya mga nakaila nga mga doktor nga nitabang niya o mga kapwa niya Filipino. So, next slide. Historical Evidence Diamond Ring from Saturnina, page 87, Zaidi book. Rizal's Darkest Winter. So, dili lang puro kalipay ang nagian ni Jose Rizal sa iyang paglarga na sa dark side. So, mo ni siya guys. Rizal spent winters in many temperate countries The winter of 1886 in Berlin was his darkest winter. During this bleak or cold winter, he lived in poverty because no money arrived from Columba. He was totally experiencing during that time a financial difficulty. So, nagkalisod sad si Jose Rizal sa iyang paggawas. Before that, pasulti sa ko unsay iyang destination. So, sa akong na-research, Rizal first next destination is Heidelberg, Germany. He stay in a place under the lead, but unfortunately, mahal kaayo ang bayad ngadto sa iyang per month. Moto, ni-transfer siya sa Berlin. Tungod kay nagka-problema siya sa financial. But, pag abot niya nga to sa Berlin, nagka-problema noon siya samot and sa iyang pagkaon and also sa iyang body. Because his body cannot adapt the climate and thus he acquired tuberculosis. Moto nagka-tuberculosis siya. But, nakaila niya nga ang pangalan Maxima Viola. So, kaya si Maxima Viola o sa nika physician and he told Jose Rizal that it was only a physiological misery. And after that, he offered Jose Rizal to live or to stay in his company in Berlin. So, after that, nag-uba na silang duha and Maxima helped Jose Rizal. Next slide, please. The diamond ring which his sister Saturnina gave him was in the pawn shop. So, gibaligyan niya ang singsing naghatag sa iyang igsuon ngadto sa pawn shop because he could not pay his landlord. He only ate 1 meal a day and the daily meal consisted of bread and water. And his clothes were old and threadbare. So, grabe yung kalisod siya sa Rizal, no? Kay di siya kabayad sa iyang mga bayro nun, like sa iyang puy-anan, o usa pa, sa usa ka adlaw, ika-usa siya mukaon. Imagine, ninyo, kita gani nga, maglisod bangay, bisag duha lang, kay di na to makaya, kaya pa kang usa, and ang iya ra sad ginakaon kay pan ra og tubig. Uban gani sa usa ka pan di day mabusog, di ba? Pero ang tubig gamit man sad nun siya. Ang iyang mga sanina kay mga old na kaayo. But sa iyang kalisod ngadto, he have also a great opportunity to meet lots of doctors. So daghan sad siya nakaila nga doctors ngadto, guys. Usa na ana ang Dr. Swigger, an eye specialist in Berlin, and Dr. Fyodor Jager, the author of the Travel in the Philippines, and Dr. Rodolph Versko, and Dr. Husit, expert in geography. Also had the pen pal, it was Ferdinand Blumentritt. Rizal given the book Arithmetica. So, bisag nangisod siya dito, nasad siya mga nakailang nga doktor nga nitabang niya. Also naato pod si Maxima. So, he and Maxima traveled to Prague, and due to their recommendation of the Blumentritt, they got the chance to meet Dr. Welcome, a professor of the University of Prague, and they celebrated his birthday in Vienna and treated Maximo into sumptuous dinner. And they stayed in Geneva for 15 days, and the Maximo Rizal's partner is erased. And after that, Rizal continued to stay in Italy while Maximo returned to Barcelona. So, di ba nagkalisod si Jose Rizal ngadto sa iyang napuy-an nga Berlan kay ato ni nga to siya naglisod tod siya pero nasad siya mga nindot nga opportunity like na-meet niya ang mga lain-lain nga doktor nga grabe og kanang position og sa asa pa to ang uban mga nindot og kuan nya to sa tabang pod ni Maximo si Rizal na okay sad and na iya sad naabot ang iya mga pangarap sa like sa iyang pagstaro sa eskwela niya nga he want to be a medicine even to nga wa gid niya nakim katong doctor of medicine kay tungod sa thesis lagi wala siya nagka-timing nga wala siya kwarta ato ba so naday bayad siya sa una so wa siya kakuan but naabot gihapon niya ang uban and so that's all about our report guys about sa decisions and departure ni Jose Rizal paadto sa Spain. I hope na may nasabtan and thank you for watching and listening.